What's good, party people? This is According to Woods, and I have the honor and privilege to have a fitness coach, life coach, nutrition coach. I mean, just a guardian of lifestyle, positive lifestyle choices. She's the one and only Tina Kim. Tina, how are you?
I am great. This is take two. So remember, we're going to rephrase our words. It's no longer good. It is great.
Yes, and I'm glad that you're doing great. And as you alluded to, there was a little snafu. Like I played the intro, and for whatever reason, it didn't connect. So for those of you guys that tuned in 3 minutes early, thank you guys for that. It was supposed to start on time, but it was my snafu, my bad. But dude, I mean, it's crazy. So how this all kind of started out was our mutual friend Donald Gonzalez shared, your GoFundMe about how you wanted to bring, positive health and healing and body positive classes to a women's halfway house and,
Mhm.
needing the support. And I was just like, hey, let's figure something out. Like, you want to do my podcast? And then it just started like a kind of like a whole day ordeal, and it was kind of weird because I was watching UFC fights and then talking about positivity, and I was just like, oh, and not to say that like MMA fights can't be positive. It's not what I'm
Yeah.
saying at all, because they are, but it's just like a cool way that you're here now.
Thank you. And I do appreciate everybody that kind of allowed me to get here to this point, including Donna, yourself, having that open heart and ears, eyes, and heart to allow me to come into even this podcast. And it's been a long journey. Let's just put it that way. It's been a long journey. And I know that things happen for a reason. And that's why for me, 42 years of living on this earth, I, have a whole bunch of stories, just a whole bunch. If you guys want to have story time, just come see me, grab a glass of wine or a 40, whatever you want to do.
I've got like literally three waters like off camera or whatever, so we're in for the long haul, right? And
Yes, yes.
speaking of journeys, John Larson says, actually, hi Tina, Nicole here. So she's on John Larson's account. So hey, John and Nicole, and then Rini, just hearts and yeah,
I love
cool
you,
emojis and whatever.
Renee.
So thank you guys. Yeah, man. But obviously, I mean, as a fitness professional, like what set you on that particular path?
So, how I got here, I had struggled with weight my entire life. I loved to eat as a kid, and my mom didn't make it any easier for me because she can cook, and she's Korean, old school, makes everything from scratch. So I'm just eating away. I did have some trauma before when I was younger, where it probably started off a trigger for me and started, eating a little bit more than I should have. But I enjoyed food a lot, and I have plenty of pictures where I'm just like, chowing down. But in the Asian culture, you don't really see a lot of obesity. Even lightly heavier than normal standard is kind of a shame thing, embarrassment. So I never felt like I fit in. And without any bad intentions, words from within people of my heritage and race saying, well, maybe you shouldn't eat that. Well, maybe when you get older and you have kids, you might actually get really big. And it's little things. So I was always trying to battle this bulge, always. And people see me now, they're like, you? I'm like, yes, me. And I did everything from your fad diets to yo-yo diets to starving myself to diet pills to you name it, I did. I did the cabbage soup diet at one point and eating a potato at the end of the 7 days, whatever it was. But I say this jokingly now because I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I did that. And it was even to a point where I did try, bulimic tendencies where I would binge and just throw it up. I would go hide and be embarrassed to eat. And I would just stuff my face and I would feel so shameful and guilty about what I did, like I committed a sin. And finally, I think what it was, I was drinking a lot. I was smoking after high school. A friend had given me some drugs, some ecstasy. And I was like, oh, I don't know, because I have a very addictive personality. I don't know if I want to get into that. long story short, I was still young. I was about 20, I think it was 2021. And I was like, okay, fine. So I went and partied. Let me tell you, I was hooked. I was hooked, not because of the effects of the drugs, but because of what it did. It allowed me to lose the weight. I was not eating for days. I was dancing all night. We called it night aerobics. Hey, friends, let's go out for night aerobics. Stay up all night. Then you don't eat for 3 days. And so I was able to lose all this weight that I was just carrying. But the problem was this. Even when I got down to that size 4, about 135, 140 pounds, I'm a tall girl, I saw myself in such a way that I always thought I was fat. I had this body dysmorphia where my reflection of who I saw in the mirror was still not reflecting back of what was actually on my physical self. So it was a lot deeper. It was a lot of emotional baggage, a lot of my own beliefs of who I thought I was versus of who I actually was. And I battled the bulge my entire life. I had 2 kids. I went from a size 4 right after partying. I met my now ex-husband. I met him, got pregnant right away. I had my first child. I went from size 4 back to size 14. 200 pounds at 5'8" was not very fun. So I had literally what you call cankles. There was, everything was just a hot mess. And the emotional toll that took on me, again, trying to lose that weight. I was always about losing the weight, never feeling beautiful, never feeling I was good enough. And it didn't help that I was in a marriage where, it was kind of already reflected back to me that I wasn't good enough, and that I was a fat whatever, bleep, 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 whenever we got into fights and things like that. Yeah, of course. And so I battled the bulge. Finally, I think what happened was I finally found a fitness class. Oh, so I work for Fit Body, so you can see the logo here. I'm actually a trainer at Fit Body Boot Camp in Alhambra. And I actually started off as a member 8 years ago at a Fit Body. And it was Fit Body Boot Camp, West Covina. I bought a Groupon because your girl likes to save money. Everyone loves Groupons, right? Said unlimited classes for 30 days. I was like, yes, I'm going every day for 6 days straight. But I was starving myself. I was 1,100 calories, working out 45 to 60 minutes a day. I didn't see any improvement. So then finally a friend showed me the whole idea of eating healthy, eating well. And so I started upping my calories. I started reconfiguring my proportions and portion sizes. And I saw weight loss like that. So I went finally in a healthy route, fixing my diet, working out, and I lost the weight that I thought I wanted to lose. But the happiness still wasn't there. I saw myself as this big girl. There was still things, imperfections, the extra roll, the jiggly arms. I saw all of these things. And it wasn't until I got a divorce, which I celebrate 2-year anniversary. Yay! I'm now officially divorced 2 years. Yeah. Best 2 years of my life. But once I was able to leave that toxic environment, that toxic relationship, I started stepping into the person that I so desired to be. So I was stepping into that place, but not because I had planned it. I trusted God to move me to the areas and to the people that I needed to go, and just kind of going with the flow, like what we talked about earlier, just allowing life to lead me into the different directions. So I didn't even know what a podcast was up until 2 years ago. I listened to my first podcast about less than 2 years ago with Rachel Hollis. I was like, let me listen to this gal. And that's kind of how the journey started. So from that journey of discovering myself, from that journey of learning how to love myself, from the journey of now doing the inner work, realizing it's not anything on the outside, but it's everything on the inside. I finally on my way to happiness. You can ask anybody, I'm like the happiest person ever, AKA Happy Coach Tina.
There you go. It's pretty apropos, your Instagram handle, and I mean, so along your journey, you've touched so many people, and I mean, Nicole is saying it. John's her husband, so LOL. Uh, love you, Tina Kim. From Renee. All right, we've got ooh yummy in terms of your mom's cooking. Right. April Love saying hello, and she loves blue up you. Uh,
Oh, thank
yeah,
you.
man. Fong Tran. Hi, Tina. This is
I
great.
love all my friends, all my wonderful, beautiful souls, and everybody that's been in my life. Every single person has
Uh,
impacted me.
that's brilliant because I mean the proof is in the pudding. Vanessa going, "Hey Tina, you look beautiful," and Alejandro Ramirez is like, "Hey, Fit Body Boot Camp in Alhambra in California. I was invited to work out at the gym for 28 days in the $28 challenge, and yes, the number one boot camp in Alhambra. Um, let's see, and yeah, just sending you strength. So everybody, thank you guys for chiming on. You're amazing. Your strength and
Thank you.
positivity is inspiring. So yeah,
Thank
man,
you.
this is cool. And thank you guys all for chiming in. And we will answer any questions. So this is a free flowing conversation, but you guys are all invited in. So obviously, those are kind of heavy things, right? I mean, body dysmorphia. You've got like weight issues in itself, and that's not just a like a physical, but it's a mental, it's an emotional thing. And I
Yeah.
mean, you carry weight, physical weight, but you also carry a litany of emotional, like each pound is like something that you might have left unkept or unsaid or
Mhm.
something like that. And it's just like, I mean, it's easier to kind of, indulge in things that may not be the best for you. They might taste good in the moment, but it's kind of expedient means, it's good for the moment, but long term might not be the greatest, right? So what was it that like kind of was the epiphany that made you like, okay, this is not the path that I'm supposed to be on, or I just don't feel good. Like what was the change?
Well, I mean, there was lots of changes in my life. So different moments caused different changes. For the health aspect, the weight loss, I was tired of being tired. I was tired of chasing the get quick, fast results and all of this stuff. And I thought, I never tried exercise. I wasn't an athlete growing up. I played tennis for 1 year just to get rid of my PE requirements. But that's about it. You never saw me running. You never saw me doing anything of sports related. I was tall and people were like, oh, you should join the basketball team. Like, no, you don't. I don't really shoot very well unless you want me to hit your head. But now, I stepped into that. I guess boot camp was my love. It was the community. It was working out with others, kind of being on the similar journey that I found my strengths. I knew that I could lift heavy. I knew I wasn't like your average, I don't like to say girl, but people have this preconceived ideas that women are inferior in strength, or oh no, I can't lift that, or oh my gosh, I don't want muscles. And so I was beyond that traditional ideology. For me, I think that came from more of like, if a man could do it, so could I. And I wasn't going to step down from a challenge because I've had men in my life challenge me and put me in a position where I felt I was going to be inferior to them. So I think that always ignited a fire in me that if you're a man, especially, oh yeah, I'm calling you out. Like, dude, if I'm lifting 50s, you better grab those 60s. So that was my mentality whenever I trained. So I fell in love with boot camp. I fell in love with the people. They helped me to keep going even during those darkest days. I mean, you name it, having long nights out looking for certain people because they weren't behaving well and coming straight from long night drives looking for people. Not going to name names, you know. We wouldn't want to do that. But going from that straight to a 5 or 6 o'clock a.m. session at the boot camp, even though I was tired, even though I was mentally tired, even though I was emotionally tired, I needed to work through that stress. So it was a great chapter of my life. I was, for the longest time, in a survival mode. I don't know if you've ever heard that, where you're just kind of surviving day by day, living day by day. You're waking up and you're like, here we go again. What am I
Yeah.
going to do? What do I have to do? So I was on survival mode for most of my life. I didn't realize it. And then when I stepped into my new life, I'm now thriving. So I'm no longer surviving. I'm just, today's a great day. What can I do? It's no longer what I have to do. It's what can I do? What can I do to better myself? What can I do to bring a smile to someone else? What can I do to just improve this world? You know, make my children happier, my significant happier, myself happier. I always say to everybody, fill your own cup first. I can't make someone else happy if I'm not happy myself. So a lot of different parts of my life. But yeah, the first change was I was just tired of being tired. I had to get healthy on the outside. So I thought.
Yeah, no, I mean, but it's obviously, I guess to quote Shrek, like an onion, and there's many layers, right? Everybody's like that, and there's not a kind of echelon of like self-awareness or what have you. You're always in this constant journey, like there's places where you could be in the best physical, like form, right? And your finances be kind of ronky and whatever. Like there's always something that can kind of knock you off kilter, so to speak. And it's just like how you move with it, And I mean, again, like how you've been moving, you've surrounded yourself in a great community who are like literally chiming in, like back and forth. April loves it. Thank you for having Tina on your show. According to Woods, no, I'm thankful for her to be on here and all of you guys on. You guys are absolutely sweet. Sylvia Jimenez.
Hi, Sylvia.
Hi, Christina. So there you go. You guys rock. No, you rock, April. Gloria Joy, Hearts.
Hey.
Right? Yes, and and we've got just, I mean, all types of love, positivity. You are a fighter. You're a great example of what I want to help my prospective clients achieve. There you go. Thank you, Nicole. That was great. And what makes your gym stand out amongst other gyms in Alhambra, says Alejandro Ramirez.
So, not to do a pitch about Alhambra Fit Body Bootcamp, but I do have to say, we are probably one of the best in this area, only because, not because of the workouts, not because of, what we have. It's the team. I'm very blessed with a great team. It starts with our leadership, with our owner, Charles and Derek, who did an amazing construction on the inside. Unfortunately, we had to go outside because of COVID and all of the, restrictions that we've had to handle. But the team is what makes the whole company really, really great. We have come from a place of serving the community, serving our members to the best of our ability. It's not about what can we get from the members. It's what can we do to give them more, to give back to them so that they feel that they're achieving something in their life. And my coach that works with me in the morning, because I'm here at 4:30 every morning till about 9:30. Yeah, I'm up at 3 a.m. I don't wake up looking like this. This takes some time. But we get up and we're ready just to bright-eyed, bushy-tail, and we're like, what can we do? How many more people can we help? How many more people can we transform? How many more people can we have wake up to what they have that they don't know already in them? For me, my only job in this world is to hold up a mirror in front of you, Adam, and to show you what you can't see right now, because I see it. To unleash that potential in you that is already there, but you just don't know it yet. And that's what I do over here alongside with my incredible team.
That's incredible. I mean, and plug away, because if it's something that is helping you, at the very least, there's going to be somebody out there, and there's, I mean, a litany of people in the comments where, we all need help in some form or fashion, and I guess it seems out of fashion to let people know that you need help, right? Or, whether, and it's a litany of different scenarios that play out in people's lives on a day-to-day basis, right? So, but I mean, this is what worked for you, and if you kind of subscribe to the ethos of variety is the spice of life, right? So you essentially will try things. Some things are going to fit, some things aren't, but here you're introducing, certain things that helped you, and it could possibly help other people.
Correct. So, I mean, that's what I'm here for. I realize that all the different things that I've gone through, good and bad, good and bad. I'm grateful every single challenge and gift that I've received, even the most ugliest and darkest moments is a gift. I look at everything as a gift because what am I going to do when I receive something, whether it's good or bad? I don't like to use the word good or bad, whether it was beneficial or not beneficial. There's always something that you can receive from that. So it's everything's a gift. And so I know that through all the gifts that I've received, how am I going to give back? Rewrap it, make it a little bit better, and give it back to someone else. And what can I show that I always say this 100 times over and over again. If I can do it, I know anybody has the possibility of going from the darkest moments to the brightest of days. It's amazing. I want everybody to feel what I feel every single day.
Absolutely. And Stephen Tatum, he goes, always push the daily grind, every inch of life forward, not backwards, you know. Thanks for sharing your journey, says Vanessa.
Yeah.
Gonzalo says, great job. You're awesome, Gonzalo. So thank you. Justin,
Gonzo!
yeah, Gonzo, what's up, brother? And Tina
Justin!
is an amazing coach, says Justin Trans. She's transformed me and inspired me daily at Fit Body. She is profound and motivated, passionate in what she does. So there you go. Thank you, Justin. The best boot camp #1, says Gonzo. And in just 1 month, you have motivated me to mentioned me so much. Can't wait to see where my journey with Happy Coach Tina and Fit Body Bootcamp will take me. I can't wait either. You know, and share your results. Shout out to you for Renee to essentially change. You know, things that you felt you needed to change in your life. Shout out to you. And yes, I agree. You know, and you are amazing. And here we go. Talk about conversions. Tina's convinced me to check out Fit Body. You offer a 1-day free class to see if this program is for me. So
Alejandro, I can guarantee you, we have a 7-day free trial. So you come in for, we have classes for 6 days, but we'll give you 7 credits for 7 full days. Come work out with me in the morning, starting at 5 a.m. all the way up to that was my lesson, 8:45. I will yell at you. I will push you. I will bring a smile to your heart and soul. And I already know that you will fall in love after the first day. So come on by.
So there you go. There you go, Alex. Alex, there you go. And yes, April Love says, I love you so much. Tina's a rock star influencer. Couldn't agree with you more. And Justin Chan says, yes. Yes, Alex. There's a 7-day free trial. So, bam, there you go.
I do have to say, every single person that's making a comment right now has been key characters in my life in the last year. I want to say key influential people. Every person's influential because everybody's influenced someone at some way or another. Justin Tran, I do have to say, because of that young man, he just kind of all of a sudden popped in a group message one day and said, hey, you should check out this business school that, you know, they're having a free summer club. I was like, who are you? Why are you telling me this? Okay, but something in my heart told me to go check it out. He led me to this amazing business coach that I'm working with in school. It's called Rise Up For You. And I'm working with Natalina, and she is a TEDx speaker, and she's been coaching me to get my business launched because I'm in the working and development phases of finally getting Happy Coach Tina online with my own websites, with my own online programs. So if you guys can't come here in Alhambra, guess what? You can get me online.
There you go. I mean, that's brilliant. That's so brilliant because again, as people in this time and day and age, again, more so now than ever, are kind of looking for, literal canaries in the coal mine. You know, it's just like you gotta, maybe you might be too scared or too intimidated to step into a gym or get in the car. I mean, fear and anxiety is a very real thing, but like if they can do it from the comfort of their own home, and check out what you're doing and kind of harness, to your positivity, they can do that. So that's really cool.
Yes.
Yeah. So
in regards, actually, really quick. So my business online is not going to be so much workouts per se. I will have some nutrition, but it's really going to be what I'm trying to promote is this. I'm trying to break a status quo in the health industry. So, typically people go to gyms to what? To improve themselves physically, right? So people think, just like in the finance and career, people think by attaining that next level, by attaining that job, by attaining the money, by attaining the physical, goals that you have, that's going to make you happy once you get to that goal. But we all know, and we've heard it over and over again, that no matter what you do and whatever you chase and you achieve it, you end up still unhappy. If you started off unhappy, you'll still end up unhappy no matter where you go. So as far as the health and fitness industry goes, I am trying to break the status quo in terms of how we approach our health and fitness journey. We're working from the inside out. So I'm going to show people and hopefully help them align their heart set and their mindset. So aligning the mind and emotional connection together so that you can get healthy and happy starting from here, inside out. Because once you can connect your mind and your heart together and work the two simultaneously, it can't be just, oh, I have good mindset. You actually have to believe that mindset and you have to connect your heart. So you connect the two together and you're going to want to improve yourself. And you're going to do this in such a fun, loving way that it's no longer a grind. There's no such thing as grinding it out. It's called, let's go. How can I make myself better? 1% better every single day is what we teach our members.
It's incremental steps. It's incremental steps,
So
I think it's like a weird enough with Jessica Simpson song, but like at the end of the day, a little bit goes a long way. And I think that, I don't know why that popped into my head, but I think it's pretty apt right now, and April Love says online is so helpful. No excuses ever to miss you and not show up. There you go. Love to catch Coach Tina on podcasts. She's such a help in this pandemic time. So there you go.
Got you.
Yes, you getting your wish, my man. And that's actually my buddy from high school. Love that guy. Love you, Steve.
Hey.
Yeah. Michelle says, so blessed to know Tina over 20 years, be a part of her journey. Love you with all my heart. So proud of you, girl. And 2 millimeters. That's all it takes. That's all it takes.
Just from here to here, and it changes your life. That's it.
Absolutely. So, I mean, obviously, changing your life, you went through kind of a metamorphosis of sorts, right?
Yes.
To kind of get you to where you are today, right? And all of those, it's almost like a lotus flower, right? To get a lotus flower to kind of get bloom and pretty and whatever, you have to have like the murkiest of swamp. It as it blooms, it also dies. So like to give new life, you have to kind of be the death of something, right? So one of the things that has occurred in your life and your journey is your involvement with this particular women's halfway house, right?
Yes. So what happened was, to kind of sum everything up, as I had the opportunity to, because of COVID, I do have to say, at our gym, we have 2 coaches every session. We have a corrective coach and we have a coach on the mic who's basically keeping the time, letting the members know what exercise that they're doing next, and yelling and motivating and pushing and calling people out. So there's 2 coaches always on staff. And so when COVID happened, even though we're outdoors, because we're not actually requiring the members to wear masks, they are separated by 10 to 15 feet from each other. I told my team that, if it would be okay for me just to stand behind and not intermingle with the members, only because in case if I'm asymptomatic, I don't want to be passing that along, just like if you have STDs, dishing it out. You don't want to do that. But they were very, obliging, and they allowed me to now just be on the mic behind the table. We have clients from 82-year-old Miss Norma. I love Miss Norma. She's 82 years old. We have other clients that, again, I don't know where everybody is as far as their health. My father is also in remission from cancer. So, I still want to see dad. And so they have allowed me to be on the mic. Well, what happened is that now I'm practicing my speaking, and the way I'm able to interact with the clients has been a blessing. So this has shown me what my calling is to be. is to be able to speak to people when I know that I'm speaking to each person and they send me a text or they come up and speak to me, or during our final recovery stretch, we have church. So kind of like Soul Cycle, where you're speaking to the people's souls and spirits. And as they're broken down, right, from all the sweat, tear, and blood, and just, I just kill them. I let them go back to their breath. And we're just going to stretch it out. And as we stretch it out, then we speak about different quotes and how, for me, I especially tie in my own life journey with a particular quote. How did it apply to me? And so I have some people just crying and saying, I felt like you were speaking to me. So I knew that because of each person that's been impacting me as well, every person that's been commenting, I mean, I was getting kind of teary-eyed because I'm now realizing that I am on the right path. And I'm stepping into my calling, my mission and purpose. With that said, the impact that I'm having with people in the general population who are living day to day, we're all broken to some degree. But I realized that I have a meaning and purpose. I have a calling. I wanted to be able to, how can I help someone else even further? And it just, a light bulb went off. And I was like, sober house living. A friend of mine that we used to work out together at West Covina Fit Body, I remember him, Carl Morris. Carl, if you see me that's on the replay, I see you guy. I used to yell at him like, Carl, go, let's go, come on, don't stop. So I used to, push him along. And I remember that he had a recovery home because he's actually sober himself 33 years. And I helped him connect to my cousin, who is a contractor, to rebuild a home for the women's house a number of years ago. So I remember that all of a sudden. I don't know if it was God speaking to me, the universe, whatever it was. And I had a light bulb. I was like, how awesome and cool would it be for me to do outdoor workouts with a ladies' home and donate my time? So again, it wasn't something that I'm just sitting there at night thinking, what can I do to give back to the community? It wasn't anything like that. It was each and every person in my life that kind of led me to have this thought and awareness and just what else? What else can I do? How can I make this world a little bit better? So that's how I got here.
I think it's absolutely brilliant. And in regards to, your training, Alejandro says, I'll be there Monday morning. So bam, there you go. Thank you, According to Woods, for allowing me. Thank you, dude. I love that guy too. Yeah. It's like a brother from another mother. So yeah, it's thank you. Justin Tran says, don't quit, not one iota. Quit. April Love says, yes, no mud, no lotus, 100%. You are on the right path. # don't quit. Yep. I've tried all sorts of workouts and diets and finally found my healthy and workout home in Fit Body Boot Camp at Hamburg. #. So shout out to you, Mademoiselle. There you go. Yeah. So that's I mean, it's crazy, right? So I mean, for somebody that dealt with like the dependency issues and everything like that, I mean, it almost makes you uniquely suited to kind of be able to reach like all of the crazy stuff that has gone on in your life, that you've had to endure and everything like that. But you could reason and you could kind of assimilate, for the lack of a better term, to the folks and the plights of the people there. That I mean, a lot of times most people are there because they feel like, people have given up on them. Sometimes it's like maybe it's too much pressure and, whatever. There's a litany of different things, right? But like, having dealt with such kind of adversities in your life, it's allowed you to be the perfect situation to kind of go right in there with them and level with them and listen to the stories and share your own. I think that's pretty amazing.
Thank you. I mean, we all have stories. Adam, I'm sure you have your share of stories too. And it's in those stories that you understand where a person's coming from. So I don't ever look down on anybody. I don't look I'll bet anybody because we're all the same. We all have our stories. It's just a little bit different from each other. We have a lot of similarities. We all, as human beings, have feelings of not being enough, whether it's not smart enough, strong enough, fast enough, whatever it is. And it's through that I understand that I can help someone navigate through those and show them, again, holding up that mirror, showing them that they are more than enough, and to step into the person that they design in their head. Now, are you going to design a bag of poo-poo, or are you going to design something beautiful? There's no more dreaming and wishing. Dreaming and wishing is when you're a little kid. But if you watch little kids, some of them believe so much that they're Superman or a superhero. What do? They try to jump off the roof because they believe it so much, right? So that's what I'm trying to hopefully show people, is to let's go back to that sort of mentality where you're going to dream and conceive it in your head, but believe it so much that you're already there. That's where the magic happens.
Yeah, and it's funny because that euphemism that you just used, right? I mean, a lot of people, will use it and apply it to different things, but I mean, everything is existential when they use it, right? But it's not never internal, right? Never. We were kind of talking on Saturday about the "You Are My Sunshine" song, right? And how. I mean, you go ahead and tell the story of your kind of understanding of that.
So it's so funny because I used to sing that song to my girls when they were both little. That was what I sang them when they were going to go to bed, "You Are My Sunshine." And they all know that's their song that I sang to each of them. I have a 19-year-old and a 13-year-old. And it's so much so that my younger one bought me a charm that says, "You are my sunshine." I have a pillow that says, "You are my sunshine." My 82-year-old client, Norma, she one day just said, "I have a gift for you." And she brought me a quilted blanket that she hand stitched and hand sewed together. And it was, "You are my sunshine." She said, "I saw this and I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to make this for Tina." So every morning when I actually greet everybody, I definitely make sure to, most of the time I say, "Good morning, sunshine. Good morning, sunshine." So I call everybody my sunshine. I want everybody to know that they are a sunshine in their life and to others, and I bring mine to yours as well. So sunshine's a big thing for me, sir. Sunshine. With that said, it was funny because when I posted those pictures online on Facebook, you know who you are. You know who you are. They're like, "I used to sing that too to my daughter." I was like, "Well, then try to sing it to yourself." And she was like, "Well, I don't know if I could do that." So that set off a thought in my head. I was like, we can sing it to our children, but yet we can't sing it to ourselves. And that really just had an aha moment for me too. For me, I'm at a point where I look at myself first thing in the mirror. I'm like, "All right, girl, let's go. You look amazing, you great." And it's like, with or without makeup, I'm beautiful. And, that's kind of how I set my day. My morning routine is I have my songs. I use songs as my affirmations. But I realized that so many of us were not there yet. And I forgot so quickly that I was also once upon a time in that same situation. So every time I asked a woman, "Sing that song to yourself," they're like, "I don't know about that. That's going to be a bit of a challenge." I was like, that is so weird. Like, we can't sing that to ourselves. Like, we can't.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Are they going to cry? Are you going to feel embarrassed? Are you going to look away? Like, you can see so much. So I ask every person, I'm like, if you're able to sing that song, let me know. Let me know what thoughts come into your head. Because that's another moment of awareness and awakening. If you're there at a certain point, depending on what your emotions, reactions were, then what do we need to do to heal some of that? How do we get you to the place where you can look at yourself and sing that song genuinely? Because you need to be your own sunshine.
That's it. That's absolutely it. And I mean, that's something that my mom was saying to me, and I'm kind of choking up a little bit because mom's no longer here. So even to hear that song, it kind of kind of manifests emotions that are just like, oh wow, okay, it's powerful, but something so simplistic, right? You sing to your kids when they're little, into the adolescence and whatever, and but still as adults, where we're supposed to be kind of I think it's funny because, kids want to be adults, because of like, oh, freedom, at least they perceive and whatever. But, adults, they want to be back in the age of wonder when they were kids and whatever. Or,
Yes.
the wealthy people are like, I remember when I was struggling and poor and I was so happy then. And then the poor people are like, vice versa. And
Oh yeah.
we're constantly in this duality, but again,
Yeah.
there's something simplistic about that song that you have to remember at regardless of whatever facet in life and in the journey, your life's journey that you're in, there's that song. And I mean, you might even want to hallmark every kind of like, downtrodden feeling or, kind of high of high. You sing that song to yourself and see how you feel at that particular time. And almost like how people, take pictures of themselves every year on their birthday, exact same photos.
Mm-hmm.
Sing that song to yourself. I mean,
Sing
what could,
it.
what could hurt?
Sing it. And again, it's one thing to write an affirmation and read off a post-it and say, I am beautiful, I am strong, I am worthy. Now, for me, again, I go back to songs. Songs I use as affirmations. I use it as my mantra. I wake up to the song, I am enough. I wake up to the song, this is me, because I believe that this is my now. This is Jordan Sparks. This is my now. Oh my God, that song, it sings to my soul because I know this is my now, where I am now pivoting into a new chapter. And when you sing a song, what are songs all about? You're singing to the soul. You're singing to the soul. Words are sometimes just words on a paper. But a lot of times, what are the artists are actually doing? When a musician is singing a song, they're singing, when they sing from their emotions and from their soul, you feel it. Same thing. So when you're feeling the emotions of the song, it's singing to your soul. What is your soul saying when you're singing that song to yourself? Are you singing to a broken little girl?
Wow.
Most of us are. Most of us are.
Heavy, super heavy. My goodness. Yeah. And
I don't mean to be. I'm happy, Coach Tina.
no, no, this is it is what it is, And
Yeah.
Irma Rivera says yes, Coach Tina.
Mercy.
Yeah, there you go. And then Nicole chiming in, love that idea. So yes, use it, Nicole. And you are everyone's sunshine. Don't never forget. Never forget. Tina is so awesome. Just showed this to a friend that needs to watch this episode. Oh, you're too kind. You're so kind,
Thank
Stephen.
you,
But, yeah,
Stephen.
shout out to Stephen. And then Joylyn.
Jolyn. Jolyn
Yes,
is the daughter of Miss Norma, my 82-year-old client who gave me the blanket. You are my sunshine. I love you, ladies.
that's brilliant. Thank you for chiming in. And affirmations rock, says one Stephen
Yes.
Tatum. So, bam, there it
Yes.
is. Um, so obviously, in this kind of path, you did allude to the Jordan Sparks song and things, but I mean, you're a positive pillar to so many people. Not to be nepotistic or anything, but this is absolutely you're seeing lives transformed every day. And your life, by de facto has been able to transform. So, what are the things that have motivated you and kept you on like this kind of even when things come to seemingly pull the rug from under your feet, what are the things that kind of keep you in the fight, so to speak?
There's no more fight. There's no more fight. There's
There's no
nothing
more
to
fight.
fight.
I like
There's
it.
no more. Before there was a fight. So in my marriage, you and I, we discussed before, but I was in a 16-year marriage and it wasn't the best situation. It was toxic of all sorts. Don't need to go into detail, but you can name every single thing that could possibly go wrong, went wrong. And so from the language used to the physical language used, literally speaking, okay, and which is why I need to learn jujitsu because I will never be put in a situation where I'm going to be compromised. So hopefully you can read between the lines, folks. There's no longer a fight. Now I'm just allowing life to move me. Whatever comes, comes. If it's COVID, it's COVID. If it's, I don't know, another whatever, 2020, right? Had so many different things going on. Whatever it is, I'm ready. I'm ready. it's just a matter of what came to me right now, whether it's COVID or loss of a job or, mental health issues, whatever it is, it's okay. Here's the challenge. Just like I approach a, dumbbells or a bench press or whatever. Here's the challenge. I assess my challenge and I figure out, okay, what do I want to do? How am I going to execute this? And then you just go, figure it out. Sometimes you're going to fail. I've learned to accept that. What's really helped me, and I do want to get this out there, and this is why I'm also partnering with April. You saw her message a couple times. I'm partnering with her to do our own podcast. And we have a website. It's also called Disco Dharma. Disco Dharma is not anything like back in the 70s, John Travolta type of thing. It's discovering, the meaning of your life. So life happens for you, not to you, and discovering all of that. We are both trained in what we call neuro-linguistic programming, helping people to reframe their thoughts, their behaviors, patterns, also heal from trauma. I was blessed to, again, another key character in my whole journey, especially since last September of 2019 was the magic moment. Global NLP, Nicole Schneider from Amsterdam. I did a week training with her in Venice Beach, and it was learning the things Tony Robbins does, NLP. And she heard my story of some of the traumas that I had to overcome, and she helped me heal through some of that. And once I was done with that healing, life didn't look the same. I was driving home literally with sparkles and rainbows everywhere. I was like, life is this beautiful? It was amazing. It was like I was on LSD, but I wasn't, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I've never done that. Yeah. But it was the trauma, the things that were holding me hostage was lifted, was taken off, so that I can actually now start moving in the direction of who I needed to be and who I wanted to be and who I was destined to be, becoming the woman that I am supposed to be. Just like you said earlier, onions. So with that, there was another layer of onions coming around, and I was stuck from procrastination and other things. And this can go for another hour, but Nicole, again, bless her heart, she helped me through a few more other different challenges that were roadblocking my mindset, my emotional heart set and whatnot. And since May, man, I've been on fire left and right. No more procrastination. I'm like, there's no more fight. I wake up at 3, I do my meditation. I take care of all of my own needs first to get myself prepared to know that I need to now live my life not for me, but for someone else, right? But I fill my cup first because I can't serve unless I serve myself. So every morning I do something for myself. I now make my bed. Yes, it's a bad habit, but I finally make my bed. I meditate, and I come to work with bright-eyed, bushy tail, ready to serve the people.
I think that's brilliant. And, your partner, April Love says music is so healing, and Alejandro says, you are legit. You legit could be a therapist. That's awesome. And I knew this was going to go. But Michael Robles says divorce and taking control of her life after accepting dating applications. And good vibes only is what I can say. It's just good vibes.
I do have to say I am honored, but unfortunately I'm going to break tons of hearts, women and men alike. I am off the market right now. I am dating the most amazing person. He has been my rock, very patient. Like, if you can see two ends of a spectrum, my ex-husband was this way, and this new person and partner in my life is complete opposite. Patient as ever, sweetest as ever, thoughtful as ever. Makes me look bad.
No, absolutely not.
So yes, no dating applications now. So sorry.
There you go. But you could be out of the negative and into the positive. So there you go. Take whatever you're feeling right now and turn that frown upside down, good sir. So yes, there's little egg on my face. She's glowing because of her positivity. I've got egg on my face, so I think it works out. Um, no, but obviously in this journey, right? You've had so many people kind of come into your life, people that you've come into their lives and been able to help transform in some way or in fashion. So let's get some shout outs out of the way.
Shout outs as far as people that transform me or the other way around? I mean, everybody.
Everything and all of it and none of it, whatever you want to do.
I've already named a lot of people. We have my business coach right now, Nada. She is amazing. Rise Up For You. Please check them out there in Orange County. We have global NLP training with Nicole Schneider. The best, the best. I'm going back for actually another 2 weeks to train with her in September. So what's going to happen after the 2 weeks is I will become a master practitioner, and I will learn the skill sets to help anybody. And of course, practice makes perfect, but I will literally become like your therapist, where I can help you heal through traumas, help you navigate through, any blockages that you have that's holding you back to becoming your best self. So I'll be working with her in September. My team here, Alhambra Fit Body Bootcamp, the best in town, because our minds and our hearts are so connected. And it's not about getting the members. I think we have like 180 plus members right now. But yeah, especially during COVID, we pivoted, we moved however we needed to with the situation. Again, what's the challenge? Figure it out, gameplay, pivot, and move. So we were able to do that. And my co-trainer, Austin, amazing, amazing young man. I mean, he's going to go big. And just everybody on here that's been messaging me, from all my high school friends to my soon-to-be business partners. I have big dreams, man. And I know in my heart, I'm going to say it now because I'm going to leave it recorded here. I have visions of me speaking on stage in my power high heels, my Valentinos, the spiky ones. I'm going to be speaking to many more to come, because there's so many stories to share. And I need to show people that this is not about me. This is not about me being on stage and getting the limelight. That's far from me. I could do this in the dark. I can do this just audio and just have people listen and really start having an awakening, because I was living in a dark place for so long, from the abusive relationship to the brokenness in my own childhood and the family that fell apart and was seemingly okay on the outside, but broken on the inside. So many sad stories, so many. There's too many to count. Every single person that's come into my life has led me, good and bad, has led me every single step of the way. And for me to be a leader is not to lead from the front or the back, because I'm not going to push anybody, and I don't want to lead from the front. My type of leadership is to walk side by side with you. Let's walk this together, because I have to improve myself too. And I'm not going to go alone. And it's always better to go with someone by your side.
I love it. And Nicole says she's got another event in 5 minutes. Thank you for joining on, Nicole, and good luck with your event. And Rudy says Valentina's alive. Hashtag.
Yes!
I wouldn't know anything about it, but to those who do, kudos to you. Beautiful Tina, and yes, speak it into existence. So that's
it's happening, Alina. It's happening. You're gonna get VIP seats up in the front.
There it is. Now, for those who haven't already followed the life and styles of what Tina Kim, where can they find you on social media, website? Otherwise, go ahead.
All right, so a couple places. First and foremost, everything is in the works right now. So you can catch me at Happy Coach Tina, social, Facebook, Instagram. I do have Twitter, but I'm not the big Twitter fan. No TikTok. I am also building my website, so it'll be Happy Coach Tina, which will be a personal blogging journey for those who are not so interested in like the personal stories and they just want health and fitness. It's going to be evolutionhealthstudio.com, and that's where you'll be able to see me more of like the nutrition tips. If you want any additional services that I will be providing, the life coaching aspect, all the things health and fitness will be on Evolution Health Studio. The Instagram handle and the Facebook is also in works, so that's coming soon. I'm working with discodharma.com, so you'll see me on there fairly soon on our podcast and all of the lives that we will be doing, and nlplifecenter.com. But the biggest thing, everybody, the reason why I'm here is because please go to puentehouse.org, puentehouse.org. Show your support some way, whether to them directly, to the foundation, or I have a GoFundMe link on my bio on my Instagram. So I'm accepting donations because I'm donating my time, but your girl's a single mom with part-time pay at a gym. So any assistance for me to be able to buy extra bands, dumbbells, kettlebells, you know it, we're gonna need it. I wanna give the best experience for these ladies at the Puente House. And so, yeah, we can do body weight, but why not give them an extra weight to see that they know they can lift a 25-pound dumbbell? Like, why not? So if you guys want to support, I would, bottom of my heart, appreciate so much. I will serve them to the best of my ability with your support. And last thing, I will not stop with just this one house. Now I am dreaming bigger. I'm dreaming bigger to bring this out to, in the future, to domestic abuse survivors. I don't call them victims because you're never a victim of your story. You are a survivor and warrior. So because my heart goes out to people who've been in the situation because I was once there, I want to bring light and hope and strength and power to any and all such people.
I think it's brilliant.
Happy Coach Tina.
Yeah, happy Coach Tina. And Steven says, consider me subscribed. Jolynn says, thank you for your inspiration, Tina. George is, yeah,
George!
Shout out to George. Shout out to all of you guys. Yes, and this is the According to Woods podcast with Coach Tina. And if you haven't already done so, According to Woods on both Facebook and YouTube. Just doing stories like this, just interviewing people. Hey, and if you guys want to do a podcast, shoot into those DMs because I want to hear your story because I think it'll be beneficial to all of us. So there you go. So I'm going to be expecting things, But Coach Tina, it's been an honor and a privilege. And
thank you so much.
Thank you for setting some time out.
Thank you.
Bye. Oh, and yes.
Yes.
And then see you tomorrow. Bam. There you go.
Bye, everybody. Thank you so much. I love you.
Bye, guys. Have a great day, you guys.
You too. Bye, Adam.
Bye.